around 3 weeks now, Bitcoin doing nothing, practically sideways with this little blip on the radar that we're actually going to talk about in this video. Bullish things happening across the crypto space. Why is price doing this? Why can't price break out? It's what I want to talk about in this video. And I think after I break it down, at least for me, as I zoom out on the charts and the cycles of crypto, it all makes complete sense. So hit the like on your way in, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I appreciate you if you're still out there in this part of the cycle. So let's discuss. There's three actually headlines that I want to discuss. The first thing is this. We saw this happen end of October or end of August. Grayscale wins court battle against SEC. Now, we just saw what the chart looked like. That's the move. Bitcoin reacting to that move, pumping. All those gains lost very quickly on the 6-hour chart. In fact, Bitcoin lower now where it was before that even happened. Let's go to another piece of the crypto ecosystem. Let's go over here. Let's look at back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I'm talking about July. This is huge for all of crypto. Judge rules XRP is not a security. After a multi-year battle, XRP not a security. Look at this weekly XRP chart. Look at this weekly XRP chart. There's July. There's the July weekly candle when it all happened. And from that moment, all of the gains completely wiped out. And XRP has reset in price. What is happening here? Even just today, huge headline in terms of Ethereum. 21 shares in Cathie Wood's ARK file for first US spot Ether ETF. This was just today. Go to an hourly chart. You see a quick little pop to the upside and then boom, right back down. A couple of things I want to discuss. I'm going to dig into the charts, the cycles of crypto in general to, I think, explain this. But number one, I just want to mention, I think we know what's coming. At least I think I know what's coming. In relation to all of the SEC, the anti-crypto army attacks against crypto, I think, this is just me and I could be wrong, I think crypto's going to win because the law is on our side. And I think because of that, huge players, massive players, think of the BlackRocks of the world. I think they know what's coming. I think they know the cycle, the bull cycle that's around the corner. And all of this suppression, I think, could be attributed partly to that. Big players holding price down, manipulation. And this is nothing new in crypto to begin with. That's number one. But number two, and I think way more important, and what I think is truly the case, is this chart. This is the zoomed out Bitcoin chart. This is the cycles of crypto, cycles of Bitcoin revolving around Bitcoin halvings. Doesn't matter if you hold Bitcoin or not. I say it all the time. This is the roadmap to what's going on here. And I just think crypto in general is respecting the cycles. If these bullish headlines were happening in this type of environment over here, post 2024 halving, or if they had happened back here post 2020 halving, right? Maybe right here, XRP was getting, and this is a Bitcoin chart, but maybe right here, XRP was winning the case against SEC, declared not a security. XRP would be absolutely going crazy and probably would continue to go crazy in the bull cycle. But we're not in a bull cycle. And this is what XRP did. It did bear market things. It did bear cycle things. It retraced on this weekly chart all the way back down, gave away all those gains. Now, that's not to say something like XRP won't perform phenomenally well come the bull market, because I think it will. Same thing with something like Ethereum, especially with this new narrative. Ethereum ETFs, this is just the first being applied. Imagine when more are applied for, and not only that, imagine when it happens. Imagine when it's approved and we're in a bull market, what Ethereum will be doing. It'll be performing very well. And every crypto will have its own little narrative in terms of why it has upside in the bull market, but that's just it. We're not in a bull market. In terms of the cycles of crypto, we are before the next 2024 halving. We have just survived a bear market, right? We're in that bottoming out phase. This red rectangle, continue to use for visualization purposes. In terms of the last cycle, we're right around here. And I want to discuss that actually, where we are on this chart to kind of anticipate what's in store, even with bullish narratives. The cycles are kind of respecting the consistency and the historical accuracy of price movement. So if we zoom in a little bit of where we are right now on the Bitcoin chart, just look at it. It's kind of just been sideways, down, sideways, brutal. 70 days into this what we can call accumulation phase, this last phase before the halving. We're 70 days, right around 70 days in. I want you to notice something. We're below the 20-week moving average. We're just above the 50-week moving average. 50-week right down here around $24,000. And just to give you a little bit of a reminder, remember, on this Bitcoin chart, we have a target. There's room for downside. I just want to mention this. I'm not going to dig into this a lot, but there's room to downside to the $21,000 area. It's a higher low area, a higher low Fibonacci area from this swing low. When I say Fibonacci, it's a Fibonacci retracement tool. Swing low, the bear market, to the swing high, back down to this area. Makes complete sense, because check this out. We go back, we look at the last cycle, where we were this time last cycle, 70 days in, this green or this red, am I colorblind? This red rectangle prior to the 2020 halving. Check out what Bitcoin was doing. Bitcoin's just at this 20-week moving average and just about to fall to the 50-week moving average for some consolidation. And notice what it was doing at that moment. It was from the swing low of that bear market to a swing high of the move to the upside. You can see Bitcoin right here testing this higher low Fibonacci. This is the exact move that we're anticipating over here, a higher low Fibonacci test. Not guaranteed that's going to happen again, but it is 100% in play just on this weekly chart, and also just from a technical analysis target perspective out of this rising wedge that we've been tracking. This is a massive rising wedge going back to November of 2022. So that's almost a year ago, right? So that's in play. What I want to mention also is this. If we look at this move, every time I look at this chart, this is the move I'm paying attention to, all down here, and the potential to reproduce a move like that this time around. This move, this is the COVID move, I'm not so much paying attention to, although they're really ramping up the fear headlines once again. They're trying to bring masks and all this back into play. I don't think, I mean, I really hope the masses don't fall for this. I really do. I hope they don't fall for it again, but this was a mass fear global event, COVID coming into play. I'm not anticipating a technical move like this, right? Because what I'm really looking at is before that happened, what was going on with Bitcoin. And it was testing this Fibonacci and bouncing out of it and just consolidating, right? Maybe around these moving averages on the weekly. So if we go to where we are right now, you can see the similar move to the downside is 100% in play, maybe the lower 20s. It's something to anticipate. The other thing I wanted to point out on this chart is this. If you look at the RSI, you can check this out. This yellow line, you can see this yellow line back here is basically where the RSI fell to in that move to the 50-week moving average before consolidating out of that, right? So even from just a momentum perspective, you can see Bitcoin in just such a similar area on the slower moving momentum oscillator, so close to falling towards that yellow line area of consolidation that we saw in the last cycle. The point of doing this, and actually, you can actually even look at this. Look at this MACD. These two MACD, the MACD line on the daily, histogram in red, same exact move was happening back here. MACD, downtrend, histogram in the red for this consolidation, right? So momentum-wise, so many similarities. The reason I'm just bringing all of this up is just as a massive reminder, because it's a reminder to myself, it doesn't matter really how bullish the headlines are right now. XRP, Ethereum getting an ETF, or at least being applied for one, right? Grayscale winning the battle over SEC, which we just saw. Not to mention what might happen, right? We're in September. This could be a red month for September. This could truly put in the bottom. The higher low bottom could happen in the next month. But while we're in this accumulation phase, we're approaching October. We might get some new news for Coinbase versus SEC. Maybe that will be bullish. Hopefully it would be bullish and not bearish. But say it was bullish. As we're in this red accumulation phase, will there be price suppression? These are the things that I'm wondering. Any more bullish headlines? I continue to monitor what is price doing. And time again, in this phase of the cycle, this is what it's doing. Just a pump, a mass reaction, and then boom, right back down. And I find that so interesting because two reasons, as we mentioned at the start of the video, and I would like to know your comments below. Do you think it's manipulation, right? The big players getting ready, stacking, they know what's coming? Or do you just very much think that the cycles of crypto are just being respected? Because the consistency on these charts, I don't know if you see it, everybody. Bitcoin, altcoins, whatever chart you're looking at, it's insane. It's incredible to me to see the consistencies on these charts. So let me know your comments, everybody. I just want to point out some just simple charting data that really just says we're on track. And even with the bullish headlines, I wouldn't get discouraged that nothing's happening, because this is just the way the cycles work. We're not in the bull cycle right now. When we get to the bull cycle, I think markets will be kind of going crazy to the upside with everything that's happening this cycle around. And what I mean by that is institutional interest, regulatory clarity, depending on how these court rulings continue to come out against the SEC. And so time will tell and we will see. But everybody, I appreciate you. If you're out there, hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.